what else you want me to
You
rant
want to
about.
continue?
What do you want me to continue on? I have like 7 topics that I could rant about.
We're already live.
I know that. I can see the little on-air thing right there. I'm asking you, what do you want me to continue ranting about? Because I have 7 topics I could continuously talk about endlessly. So there's that. There's like, I don't know. The only thing I haven't talked about is that I met Grady Hendrix last week because I went to California for 24 hours just to see him. He lives in New York City, by the way, just like me. But I missed all his things here. And then he said, just like a final girl, and called me a final girl, and I will never live anything happier in my life.
Nice. That's awesome.
I'm legitimately very happy for you. I realize that might have sounded sarcastic, but
No, it
legitimately
didn't.
I am.
I legitimately no. I was time. I was very tired and I was very shaky, and I feel like I embarrassed myself, but it's all right.
Hey,
I
Elsie,
gave him hard eyes Valentine's
Have you slept?
today.
Yes.
Yeah. I slept a lot. I slept a lot last night, and I slept a lot today, and I have all of these Valentines here that I took from the movie theater. I gave him some, and I said, "You should see this movie."
Amazing.
Single-handedly ensuring the Hard Eyes franchise becomes a franchise.
We'd love to see it.
I want a Scream crossover, just like I want my Teacup Academy H crossover.
I mean, that's going to be really, really hard, Elsie, because I'm going to have to somehow simultaneously play an Academy H and run this game.
Multiple episodes. Scramble the tables.
Because, you know, that always goes smoothly. I say as someone who has a 2-table
I was
game.
gonna say.
I'm good though. That's it. That's my rant.
Rant's
Congratulations.
over. You know what?
Rant.
I'm proud of you, Elsie.
Thanks. I could keep going on other things, but I don't know.
Well,
Have
we've got to save any rants about Hard Eyes until the server has had a chance.
That's true. Everybody go fill out the thing so I can show it as many times as you guys need me to. If I have a day off, I'll watch it. I don't care. I'll watch it on my days off with you guys. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Take it away.
Well, I'm actually going to tag team it over to Kian so they can do our channel intro before I jump into the game intro.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Entropy Emporium. Thanks for coming to hang out tonight. A couple of quick channel things before we get started. First and foremost, most importantly, we are raising money for the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. They are doing really important work on the ground in Gaza in light of recent political changes. This continues to be very, very important. We ask that if you cannot donate, continue to spread the word, continue to advocate. Community is what's going to save us, guys. I'm going to keep saying that because I know that's the only thing that's true right now. Second, speaking of community, coming out on our Discord channel, it's mostly just us yelling about things and loving on each other and yelling at each other. Why'd you make that face, Elsie? Being nice to each other, god damn it. Some of us are nice to each other. Elsie excluded, apparently.
Yeah, nobody's ever nice to me.
Oh my god, that was tragic. But yes, we have a Discord server. Come hang out. We're gonna do movie night soon. We do some community nights. We just talk about shit. We show up and vibe. So definitely come hang out. Also, if you want to be part of any of our games, that's where we post our casting calls first. So definitely keep your eyes peeled there. That's all that I have. So I'll send it back to you, JD.
Sounds good. Yes, and if you want to see people post character art, post character playlists, all sorts of fun stuff, that is a great place to be to get to experience all of those things. And these pre-session rants and moments spent together, that's pretty much what the Discord is each and every day. But with that, hi, hello, welcome to They Call Us Villains, and this is our Horror Masks game, episode 17. Before we jump into character introductions, we're going to have a little bit of a special episode tonight. You'll see why it's special soon enough, but as you might notice, we are down one of our usual players for this month, so I decided we would do something a little different than where we were headed. But before we jump in, just a few things. As this is a horror game, it does deal with a number of topics that may not be for everyone. And so some of our content warnings for this game include institutional violence, forced institutionalization, medical abuse, psychological abuse, and gaslighting, themes in line with real-world conversion therapy, body horror, gore, and blood, references to the use of isolation, seclusion, and sedation, at points bad/toxic/emotionally abusive parenting. And for tonight, a few particular warnings that are going to come up involve unreality, references to child abuse and abusive parents, and betrayal. And so if any of these are topics that are not for you, we completely understand. We as the cast will be using safety tools throughout the night, as we always do, but we want to make sure that you are safe and okay and comfortable. And so even though when Kian was doing the intros on Saturday, all I could think is, we have these warnings for most of our games, I will still say there are games on this channel that do not involve these exact topics or involve different types of horror. And so we know we can find something for you. It just might take a bit to navigate which exact game that would be. And with that, I'm actually going to go with the order on my screen, which unfortunately means Harp is still going to be up first. But Harp does have a free reroll tonight because they are running tech once again.
Hi, I'm Harper. I'm playing Mara. She's the Nova, which means that she doesn't have very good control over her powers. And she's back to her old ways. She was a bundle of sunshine for about 3 episodes, and she's back to it. So yeah.
One of the most heartbreaking moments, legitimately.
I felt so bad. Like you could see in my face, like I felt so bad doing that.
But you did what the character demanded, and it was beautiful and heartbreaking and tragic, and we
Yeah,
love
she
to see
sucked.
it. We love Mara. Elsie, tell us how much we love Mara.
Am I supposed to lie? I
Valid
say as
response.
I've paid someone twice to draw Mara, so like, we love Mara a lot, actually. Is this my cue to do my intro?
It is, yeah. You are
Okay.
the next person on my screen.
Okay. We do love Mara a lot, and I love paying Kuma to draw art of people. So I play Ellie Ellison. I am the protege playbook. I'm here to tell you, you don't have to be the Nova to not have good control over your powers. You could just roll bad. And that is where I come in. I have 4 conditions. JD won't tell me whether or not this episode I still have 4 conditions. It'd be pretty funny if I do say so myself. Yeah. I'm always a ray of sunshine if I'm not crying. I have it's the last day before Lent.
Thank you for reminding me of that, so I
welcome.
can be keyed in for the next time.
Please let me kiss everybody. Oh, never mind. Fuck. It's just like one person I can kiss right now. God damn it. All right, it's fine. I'm fine. I'm just having realizations real time. It's fine. Who's next? Is it Steph?
We're gonna tag Stefan next. I'm curious about these realizations that you're making, Elsie. You should message me.
Do I go now, or are we still
Yep,
talking?
yep. Nope, Elsie can just send me that in a message so I can choose things to torture them with.
Hi, I'm Steph. I will be playing Silatarn. She is the doomed playbook tonight. Just a little bendy gal. She's only got 1 condition now. She cleared 1. She's just afraid. So afraid. It's fine.
But you have moth friends back.
I have my moth friends back. That is true.
All right, and last but not least, going to tag in Kian.
Hello again, everyone. My name is Kian. My pronouns are they, them. Tonight I am playing Valen, no last name. Actually, in my notes it says last name redacted, but I redacted it for myself, so I don't know what Valen's last name is. I can't remember what I had originally put it as. Just a little lad, never done anything wrong, doesn't have any powers, shouldn't be here. That's all I got. I will never stop lying about it, Elsie. Don't yell at me with your finger pointing.
Listen, have you ever seen Valen use their powers?
Yes! It almost killed me.
Nobody saw it. Nobody saw it.
Are you fucking kidding me right now? I'm
This
on my
feels
way to
like no body, no crime.
Just saying, he's never done anything wrong.
Just like those two city blocks, no body, no crime.
All right, so we are going to now dive right into tonight's session. When we left you all, the group was a little bit separated. A number of you had moved into the group therapy room where Connor was taking some notes, trying to put some pieces together. And Ellie, you had been informed that you had a visitor, though the visitor was not who you thought it would be. And as the lights went out, an experience that unfortunately is becoming increasingly familiar to all of you. You heard the sound of hoofbeats making their way from several different directions around the facility. Those of you who were in the group room did not experience anything immediately. But you, Ellie, from where you were standing in the visitor room with Milo, you heard the tech who had walked down the hall with you apparently meet one of these creatures, and it did not seem to end well for them. And now, all of you, not just the four of you, but Milo and Casey and Gray and Bridget and others that you're maybe not sure quite where they are at or what they are doing, as you each stand in that darkness, the weight of it hanging heavily on you. Who is the first one, besides Connor, to realize that you're going to need to do something?
I don't think I count, right? Yeah, I think so.
Yep, you do not count in this exact moment, Ellie.
I do think that Mara had like made it a point to note that Ellie is going to be in a room alone with Rook. And I think at the moment of lights turning up, I do think Mara springs into action a little bit.
What does Mara do?
I think she straight up like sprints out into the hallway.
And so Mara, recognizing that this is happening and Ellie is alone, presumably with Rook, you bolt into the darkness. What about Valen and Scylla as you are standing there in the group room? What is going through each of your heads?
Well, Scylla is definitely having the oh no, I'm so tired, not again thought process, and Mara takes off and Scylla's just kind of like, what's the plan? Do we need a plan? What's the plan? Just trying to figure things out.
Valen. Sorry, Q's comment made me laugh. Valen has not had as much interaction with the scary things that come out in the dark as everybody else has. And so I think Valen probably gets a little cocky about like, well, guess we gotta fucking go. I'm not worried about it. Probably turns to Scylla. Did Mara say where she was going? Or she just
She
fucking
just ran.
okay.
She just got her own plan.
Cool. Cool. Very
who-
helpful.
Who would she run to get?
I mean, Ellie's the only one missing.
Well, shouldn't Ellie be safe because Ellie's in the visitor section with Rook?
Hmm.
Oh, right. That's not really
Yeah.
safe.
Yeah.
How close are the hooves, JD?
Close enough.
That's the worst
Hate
answer you could have
you.
given
It's
us.
terrible.
Oh my god.
So, like, we're in the group room. It's a big room, right?
Mhm.
Are the hooves from outside the room?
The
You
call
know,
coming
I
from inside
don't
the house.
I don't think either of you can tell because they sound like they're echoing, like as the hoofs hit whatever surface they're landing on, it feels like it's bouncing around the air. And that goes for Mara and Ellie as well. For you, Mara, as you're moving into the hallway, you feel like there should be something right there. And in fact, I think there's a moment where you feel warm breath on your arm, and yet there's nothing there.
Well, I don't think we're doing anyone any favors sitting here.
So do we go get Ellie? Is the plan to get Ellie?
My only other thought would be to go to Caleb, but Caleb's pretty safe right now, so
Yeah, Caleb's probably the most safe.
yeah.
Okay. Ellie it is. Get
All right.
Ellie.
And for Valen and Scylla, you realize in that moment that Connor hasn't said anything. Connor, who was meant to be your leader.
Connor, it's okay. Just stay together. Do you want to hold my hand? Connor?
Scylla, a hand reaches out to you in the darkness.
Does it feel like Connor's? I hate this.
It does not.
What's it feel like, you menace?
It takes a moment because for a moment you think this is Connor because the hand feels smooth and cool. But then you realize Connor is not a small man. These hands are too small to belong to him.
Like, when you say small, like a normal man hand? Like, what kind of hand? Just a child? It's like,
Like a normal man hand, which is such a sentence to say.
I think Scylla's response initially is like, oh good, who the fuck are you? And just kind of bites. She just bites the hand.
And Scylla, you do not get a chance to even bite because in that moment you are yanked off your feet.
Okay.
Do I see this happening?
You do not see much of anything. You just see kind of murky, shadowy shapes in the darkness, but you do hear Scylla's response.
I'm gonna reach out. I'm gonna try to grab Scylla if I can. Grab her other hand.
I'm going to say that you succeed. And the two of you are both yanked somewhere.
Motherfucker.
Meanwhile, we're going to bounce over to Ellie, who is alone in the room with Milo, who is just going, oh my god, what the fuck, Ellie, what is happening? That was screaming, that was what? No, that was like a sound effect or something, right? Like,
No, Milo, it was not a sound effect. This has been happening the entire time, most of the time. I need you to stay calm and get behind me.
what the fuck do you mean this has been happening the entire time?
It's been
this is
happening
supposed
the
to be a
entire
safe
time.
place.
Yeah, sure is, but it's not. So that's just like something we can talk about later. Right now you have to get behind me and stay calm. Like, I need you to stay calm. I don't need you to run away, but if I tell you to hide, you have to hide. Do you hear me? Just nod. Just nod, okay?
Yeah, I hear you, but how the fuck am I supposed to say calm, Ellie?
I don't know. Do your best. Like, take a deep breath. I don't know.
How are you so calm?
Because I do this not for a living anymore, and I didn't do it for a living yet, but I was going to. I went to school for this, and it's kind of becoming my everyday. So calm outside, inside, I'm freaking out because I'm always freaking out. But it's going to be okay because I can handle this. Yeah. Okay? I'm gonna go find my friends, and then together we can handle this because I've learned better together.
We're gonna leave the Ellie. We should be like barricading the door.
I thought there was already something in there.
You don't think has entered the room.
Oh. Yeah, okay. Then yeah, that's a great idea. Except I don't know if it can get in here besides that, because it just shows up. So we can try, but then if we barricade ourselves in, then we're stuck here with no exit. So take your pick. We could go find everybody else and maybe find them first before this thing finds us, or we can barricade ourselves into a room where if it gets in here with us, then we're screwed.
Why are you leaving that choice up to me?
I don't know. You're the one who
professional.
you suggested barricading the door. I'm trying to have a fair playing field. That's how we've always done it, right? You're not stupid. Just because I'm a hero doesn't mean that you don't have a brain cell to use.
Ellie, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Okay, fine. I'll make the decision. We're gonna go find my friends.
Okay. Yeah. No.
Hold that door open, but stay behind me and take my hand, and we're gonna run.
We're gonna run in the dark.
Emergency lights.
Ellie, there's no emergency lights in the
Okay.
hallway.
Okay.
Are there supposed to be emergency lights?
JD, you said I had like memories-ish of the powers that I absorbed from the other time. Can I roll to try and use one of them? This is a bad idea.
This is a really bad idea, but you can sure try. Which power are you
Wait, I
wanting
don't
to
like when
use?
you also agree with me.
Your number of conditions is a lot, so I'm just pointing out this is not the best life decision you've ever made, but you know what? That's what this game is for, bad life decisions.
All right, I want to use Mara's power, the one that I had cosmic light kind of situation, to glow.
All right, roll to unleash your powers. Roll.
This could not end poorly at all. What am I rolling with?
You'll be rolling a -2.
What do I use? Freak?
But you've got a -2 to unleash your powers, so have
Can
fun
I like
with
back?
this.
Do I have to commit? Can I?
Yes.
I can't backtrack.
Roll your dice.
Why is that? I don't want to roll these dice. I changed my mind. I don't like this. Okay, that's already a 2. So whatever this, it doesn't fucking matter. That's a 5 though.
So some good news. You've gotten 5 potential. So
I do.
oh my god.
You didn't let me backtrack,
Incredible.
just so you know. I could have backtracked. But I had to commit to the bit.
You did. And I think it was a fair reason to do it. You had powers that could be helpful. I want to ask you, Elsie,
Yeah.
what is the reason this doesn't work?
Okay. I think the reason this doesn't work is because she's already got so much running through her head. And honestly, usually I think in a situation like this, on a standard day on the outside, defending normal people, it would have been fine. But this is her best friend in a place she knows is really dangerous, and he's freaking out. So she's kind of internally freaking out and already has 4 other conditions that are just like weighing down on her emotionally. And as a very emotionally charged person to begin with, it just like fizzles out. It's just she cannot focus on what she needs to focus on, especially accessing such a like I think locked away ability that technically she doesn't even know if it was there because everything is kind of like a far off memory of something that she experienced not long ago, very recently, but it's not like the power she just absorbed that she usually has like before like the next 24 hours or whatever the time frame is. So it's not easily accessible. So it would have been easier, if not mildly possible, if she didn't have 4 conditions, maybe. But I think with all those emotions, she just can't sift through them enough to actually latch on to what she needs to latch on to.
And I think that makes a lot of sense, Ellie. And beyond that, I think there's a moment when you reach for that power. And instead, you feel that black hole inside of you, that hunger. And you realize it's reacting to something that is nearby. And it feels like you want to keep that lid on very, very tightly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, Milo, I changed my mind. Um, I changed my mind, and you should stay here, and you should barricade the door, and I should go. I should go.
Ellie, you said that these things can just like go through fucking walls and get inside. Like, what am I gonna do if that happens?
1 second.
Why do you have a dog, Ellie?
Thank you. Sorry. Because how do I put this? You're really normal, Milo. You're super normal, and you don't work here. And these things have been hyper fixated on me and the others and people with powers and whatever's been going on here. As far as it knows, I don't even know if it knows that you're here. So if it doesn't see you, if you just hide in here and I lead it away or something, then maybe you'll be safe.
It just ate that person. Did that person have powers?
No, but they worked here, and everybody who worked here is awful. So
What if it thinks I work here?
you don't look like you work here.
I don't know what that means, but
Okay, do you want to
okay.
stay? Milo, listen to me. Listen to me. Do you want to stay in here or do you want to go out there? I'll give you that choice. You asked me what I think I should do. I'm telling you what I think I should do.
I don't want to be alone in here, Ellie. If you're going out
Okay,
there, I'll go
then
out
you
there.
have to go out there with me, but you cannot freak out and you cannot say anything. And if I tell you to run and get away from me, I need you to run and get away from me. There are things going on with me, Milo, that I don't understand and I don't trust. And I do not want to hurt you. So if you hear me say run the opposite direction from me. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I can do that.
Okay. And then she would go towards the door then.
And Ellie, as you push that door open, suddenly it's very, very bright. And we're going to find out where you and Milo are in just a moment.
That's normal.
It's very normal.
That's very
Very
normal.
normal to open a door and, find that the light that you could not see through the small window in it, there's light there.
Maybe we died already.
This is actually Lost, and it will all end in a church.
I was not a lost girly, and we all know this because Heroes was on at the same time, and I was a Heroes girly. So
And Mara, as the last one who has not ended up somewhere else, your time comes soon enough because moments after you feel that warm breath, and whether you lash out physically, whether you reach out with your powers, there's nothing there to react to. You move towards the door that you're pretty sure Ellie went through, as much as you can tell. And you reach for it, you push it open. And there's a moment as you do so that you realize that door shouldn't have been unlocked. But by then, it's too late. You are on the other side. And I'm wondering for each of you, I've asked my players this already, but I would like them to give us a bit of a sense. What are a few fragments of memory that go through each of your heads as you're preparing to fight whatever these creatures made of darkness are? And I'm going to start with you, Scylla. What are just a few small fragments that run through your head?
Oh, given that Scylla is feeling very much, I don't know what I'm doing and I'm scared. I think the first fragment that kind of comes to mind was the first time she felt very out of her depth and scared when she was in the hospital when she was 12. She wasn't certain of her age. Everyone was just guesstimating. When Sloan and Luke had found her in a tree, chewing on some apples in their orchard, just completely dirty and feral looking, and were like, "Whose child is this?" And no one knew whose child this was, so they just kind of adopted her and she became their child. But she remembers the hospital where she was and how it was very scary and very different, and there were all the doctors and the machines, and how Sloan and Luke were there, and how she wishes they were here now to help her calm down and make sense of what the fuck is going on. And I think off of that, she remembers, what was that other one?
You
Oh,
don't
yes.
have to describe all of them, but if you would like, you can.
Yeah, just a lot of vulnerable memories. Her first day at the alternative school she went to because her friends, and she needs to protect her friends right now, and she was excited to make friends, but she again felt out of her depth. And then the first time she tried to ask someone out on a date and had been rejected, and how that felt horrible, even though they weren't rude. But it was still a new feeling. It was very upsetting, and this is very upsetting, and just being reminded of all the time she didn't know what to do, and how now she's back here not knowing what to do. But Sloan and Luke aren't here this time.
And there's a moment, Scylla, where you think, actually, Sloan and Luke might be here because you hear the beeping of machines. You see the white walls of a hospital room. And you realize as you look down at your hands are smaller than you remember them being now.
Oh.
We're going to leave Scylla there for a moment.
Oh boy.
I'm going to pop up to Harp if you are ready, Harp, to share a few of the thoughts and memories that come up for Mara.
Mara is sprinting to, in her eyes, save Ellie from Rook. And what's in her mind is a frustration with Ellie. Practically like shouting at her through her inner monologue. Ellie, you're too dangerous for this. Don't you understand that? People like us don't get to be happy like that. It's too dangerous. And that goes back to when she thought she maybe wasn't too dangerous anymore.
And in that moment, Mara, in kind of that flash when that door opens before you realize exactly where you are, you see a familiar face and a familiar smile attached to a person you haven't thought of in a little bit, attached to Chloe. And we're going to pop down to Valen.
Valen is a fighter. And so when things go to shit, that's his first instinct, is to swing and ask questions later. And so things have gone to shit, and he's thinking about every fight he's ever been in, every scrap, every time he's had to fight tooth and nail to prove that he deserves something. And right now he's thinking, I don't even think he realizes it, but they're thinking about how right now they deserve to keep their friends safe. And so it is every fight, it is every time that they have been told you can't do that, you can't have this, and prying it with their hands and their teeth. And yeah, just thinking about any time that they've ever had to fight for anything in their life, which has been a lot of their life.
And Kian, I need to ask, is this a moment of growth for Valen? Being a part of the team, fighting for their friends.
I think so. I think this is the first time that Valen says, no, these are my people and you don't get to take them. I get to decide when they have to go through shitty stuff.
We love to see this growth. And so for you, Valen, as you grab on to Scylla, determined to protect her from whatever is happening here, you feel your bruised and split open knuckles as you're getting ready to throw another punch. And last but not least, what is going through Ellie's head as she drags Milo through the door, trying to reunite with her friends?
She realizes how now she falters when she says things like "it was my job" or I'm a hero," almost as if she doesn't believe it anymore. And seeing how terrified and scared Milo sounds and is, which is not something she's used to. I don't think that she's ever really seen him freak out this much. Kind of reminds her that she has to at least be that person he still thinks that she is, and draws on a time when she believed it herself. And those much happier, much better times where things were all falling into place just like she had lined them up to do and worked so hard to get for. And she was happy and she had friends and she was a hero or on her way to be a hero in training, and just setting things up for what life that she wanted and knew that she could have before it all fell apart, and how strong she felt then.
And so for you, Ellie, you draw on that strength, on those memories of happier times. And perhaps it shouldn't surprise you to realize, as you hear, in some ways, not a dissimilar sound to what Scylla is hearing, the sound of beeping, but it's not hospital machines. It's an arcade, and it's a familiar one to you. As you and Milo stumble through into that space that we will get to see more of in the very near future. But first, we're going to jump back over to Scylla. And so, Scylla, you were moments ago, you wonder, what was I having a bad dream? What was going on? Because there was this facility and these creatures and you and your friends all in danger. But now you're sitting in a hospital bed. You are physically smaller than you remember being just a few moments ago. And you are very, very confused about what is happening to you.
No moths. No Valen. So it just kind of like crawls to the edge of her bed and like looks for like the chart doctors put there to see what it says.
And it says right now, Jane Doe. I don't know if Scylla ever bothered to look at the chart when she was in the hospital before, so probably not sure of whether this was what happened, this is what happened.
That's not my name, that's silly. Hello? So just kind of
And
taking stock what's in the room, who's around the room.
right now, the room is empty, and that doesn't seem strange necessarily, but it does feel weird because you can almost still feel Valen's hand holding yours.
It's not the TV land again. She's gonna go to the window and see what's outside. Just kind of pulls the curtains away.
And you are in an actual room. There's actually no curtains around you. You seem to be the only person in it, which does feel a little weird because it's a large room. It could easily contain a few more beds in it. But if you look in the hallway, it looks like a bustling hospital floor.
Valen? Connor?
No response. Just silence until the door swings open and you likely nearly fall through if you're leaning against it.
Skitter's
And
back.
you catch sight of Sloane, who says, "Oh, holy shit. Sorry, I shouldn't use that word around you. Forget I said that."
Okay. Hi. How old am I?
Well, we were kind of hoping you could answer that. We found you in the orchard. You were enjoying the apples and also the branches.
Yes, for you build strong teeth. Teeth. Teeths. We just met?
Yes, yes, yeah, yeah. We just met.
So I was just kind of like staring at Sloane because it just felt like such a long time since she's seen Sloane. Sloane is just like kind of she's got auburn hair that she's usually got up in like a ponytail. She's this kind of buff butch trans woman. She's got the overalls she wears working on, since that's what Scylla remembers her wearing when she met her for the first time and they took her to the hospital. She's just kind of like, oh.
And Scylla, that is what she's wearing, but it stands out to you. She dressed up a little bit more when she came to visit you at the hospital. But clearly that's not possible because you're in the hospital right now. So how could something have already happened when it's happening right now?
Sorry, time's really fuzzy right now. I thought I was somewhere else, but I think I'm somewhere again.
I should go get the doctor.
It says Jane Doe. Is that someone else's chart? That's not my chart.
No, that's well, we.
I'm sorry. Am I scaring you?
No.
It's really weird for me.
Yeah, you're not scaring me. I just it's a little weird for me because we haven't been officially introduced to each other. So, hi, I'm Sloane.
Hi. I'm. This isn't how it went. I'm Scylla. It's a nice sound, Scylla. I like that sound. It feels nice. Scylla. I don't know how to spell it though.
And Scylla, you watch Sloane go to repeat your name. And nothing but static comes out.
This isn't right. Did you say Scylla?
And Sloane looks confused and nods and says, yeah, I said, and once again, it is just crackly static.
Is this the first day we met? Is this when you found me in the tree?
Yes. Yeah, we found you in the orchard earlier. What I'm gonna go get the doctor, but I'll be back.
I don't have to live here, right?
At the hospital? I don't think that's my call to make, but we'll figure something out.
Okay.
Don't worry.
The apples were really tasty.
Yeah, we grow some good ones. I'll see if we can bring you some.
That'd be really nice. You could even bring a branch too, if the doctors say okay.
I don't think they will, but I'll try.
Okay.
I'll sneak it in.
A twig isn't good for chewing though. Oh, sneaking it in? That sounds fun. I like that. Let's sneak it in. Just a small piece.
Yeah, I'll be back. Don't worry, we're going to figure this out.
Uh-huh.
I'm just going to get, and she says this as she walks out, I'm just going to get Dr. Foxglove.
No!
And Scylla, it doesn't seem that she's heard you because she keeps walking.
This isn't how it happened. He's not here. So just kind of goes back to the bed and just sits on it and just kind of pulls the covers up and starts gnawing at it. Just chomping it so that just unthreading it, just chewing it into pieces and just watching the door. She doesn't know what is going on.
And Scylla, as you sit there watching the door, we're going to move over to Mara, who, in pushing the door to the visitor's wing open, you have found yourself sitting in the midst of a lecture hall filled with students. Your laptop in front of you, ostensibly for taking notes, though I do not know if that is exactly what Mara is doing in this moment as the professor goes on. And we see a chalkboard with nothing that is quite clear. Maybe it's because it's a bunch of mathematical equations and not all of us are so mathematically inclined. But it seems a little off, like the words or symbols or numbers are moving. But you, Mara, are sitting there looking at the sorts of things you sometimes looked at while you were meant to be taking notes in class.
I think for a second, like if you're picturing the camera over Mara's shoulder looking at the laptop, it is a bunch of Google search results. It is Miss Mimeo incident, Miss Mimeo Ellie Ellison, Instagram, Ellie Ellison high school, Ellie Ellison, and this goes on.
And I think we might also, if you will permit me, Harp, see kind of just like edges of this in the background, what are clearly screenshots of some of Ellie's social media before the posts got taken down.
There is also on another tab after she clicks in a forum post that has several messages on it already. And Mara starts typing in all caps, deletes it, begins typing in proper grammar, and is just like typing up a storm. If you look over, she is calling somebody some not nice names and attaching several of these screenshots to back up her point.
And I have to ask, Mara, when you are posting these screen caps and sending that message, what is the gist of that message?
So obvious. I think this is probably close to word for word. So obviously you spend all of your time on the internet and not actually talking to people, or experiencing anything of what having powers is actually like. You'd rather LARP online with somebody who knows a lot about this thing, but like I need you to understand that how she talks about powers is not the way that somebody who's planning to commit a crime is going to talk about powers. This is clear example of manipulation or some instance of her powers getting out of control. And that's the gist of her argument. There are several sentences after that that are essentially replying to different people and calling them really stupid.
And Mara is just verbally eviscerating these people who clearly just have their own opinions and are believing certain narratives that have been put out there by the media. And I think in the midst of that, Mara, you start to notice that there is another person posting similar sentiments, not necessarily with evidence all lined up, not necessarily with anything like that. You at first think, and you maybe continue to wonder if they are just some sort of bot, because it's essentially, one of those username followed by a bunch of numbers. It's not someone who's made an official account. But it does stand out to you that you can pick up enough variation in their wording that it's clearly not just a bot repeating the same sort of thing. It is clearly a person who is espousing very similar beliefs as you are. Though they never respond directly to any of your posts or comments.
I think at a certain point during Mara's kind of typing brigade, like, I don't think she's aiming these shots. I think she's just firing them at everybody. So I do think she would reply to one of them and just be like, you have the right idea, but your reasoning's pretty stupid. I don't really think you're very smart. Or something like that.
And the person responds to you with, I've got better reasoning than you.
That's not true. If you have better reasoning than me, you need to explain it, because you haven't said anything of substance so far. You've just pretty much said the exact same things I've said, but with nothing to back it up.
Not all of us need evidence to back things up.
Response from Mara, troll, do not talk to me again.
And you do not get another response at that point from this person. Though perhaps that is because, Mara, in that moment, you realize that the teacher, the professor, allow me to be specific because we are talking about college, the professor has called your name. Mara, what answer did you get to problem 15?
Problem 15. I already handed in my homework at the top of class. Can you repeat the question?
And she gestures at the board behind her. It's all right there, Mara. What did you get when you solved for this equation?
Can Mara, is this like something that would be reasonable for Mara to solve?
I think so. I think, you look at it and you are like, I don't think I could solve it in a moment. Like, my brain doesn't compute that fast. But I do feel like Mara, if you would agree, I think Mara has a bit of a photographic memory, so I'm kind of imagining that she just starts to go back to, okay, I'm going to visualize the page for the homework. It was problem 15, and like it all clicks.
4 pi times the square root of 2.
Very good, Mara.
Yeah.
And the professor just turns and goes back and starts to ask other students, now, how did Mara get that number? And turns her attention away from you.
Immediately back to the laptop.
Mara, you realize that there is a DM, and you're not sure that a DM was something that could even be done on this particular forum. You think maybe it could have been, but something about it seems weird. And just as you're looking to click it, the little notification icon, the bell rings and class is over. And we're going to jump down to Valen. And so I'm wondering for you, Valen, what was the first fight Valen ever got into?
Outside of the home, first fight was Valen swinging on a kid in kindergarten for stealing somebody else's crayons.
And there's a moment, Valen, when you're pretty sure that's the fight that's happening now again, but then you realize, no, you're not that small. You're not a kindergartner. You're at least 14, 15. And you're outside of a convenience store. And one of the bullies, kid named Billy, is getting up, following you, decking him in the jaw. That was a dumb fucking move, Valen.
Better show me why. Everyone's gonna talk shit about how you're a coward and easy to swing on.
And that's all it takes. He dives at you. And I think I'd like you to directly engage a threat.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I'd like you to roll with danger.
Okay. I don't think I have any conditions that affect. Nope. Oh, wait. Do I? No. But I have a -1. Oh, but that's okay. That's an 8 total.
An 8 is not at all bad. So on that, pick one, resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, or impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
Valen's got to frighten the opposition. And I think, if I may, Valen takes a hit, and Valen is absolutely one of those people who, when there's blood in his mouth, will smile, and it's just got that unhinged, just very concerning look to it, but it's very clear that Valen is enjoying this.
And I think with that, like, Billy full on tackled you, took you down, swung on you, and then seeing that bloodied smile, you just see his eyes go wide and kind of leans back and it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man?
Trust me, man, you don't want to know.
You know what? Fuck this. Fuck all of this. And he gets up and steps several paces back.
I think Valen does one of those fakes, like he's gonna swing just to see Billy flinch. Valen learned how to protect himself by becoming the bully. And so he's not afraid to make people flinch, unfortunately.
And you definitely see that flinch, and a couple of Billy's friends come up and kind of flank him, but he is backing off and backing away and clearly does not want anything to do with you. And that stands out to you, Valen, because he had backup. He had other guys who could have thrown down, and you find yourself in this moment thinking, but that's not how it happened. Like, this turned into an all-out brawl. But you don't have backup, and you're pretty sure you did. You're just standing here alone behind this convenience store, mouth filled with blood.
I spit the blood out of my mouth, but I look around and I'm looking for a couple of people, but specifically my best friend Charlie. And I think anybody watching would be able to see my confusion at being alone.
And I think that makes perfect sense because, yeah, like, you remember this. Charlie was there. Charlie had your back. It's part of how it became a brawl. But she's nowhere in sight. And no one seems to be watching.
I guess this is better than getting my teeth kicked in like last time. I think I kind of wipe my mouth, spit out the blood, and I go around to the front of the convenience store. Do I see anybody? And not even just any of my friends, but just anybody at all.
You actually do not. There's no one behind the front desk.
I'm gonna swipe some candy and walk out the door. God, I don't want to go home. I think Valen probably goes to the library instead of heading home.
And Valen, actually, before you walk through the door, just as your hand is ready to push it open, you hear a voice say, hey, dude, you need to pay for that. And the voice sounds familiar. If you glance over your shoulder, and I'm not sure you do, you would see familiar rainbow-colored hair as Caleb steps out from the back, where it seems he had just been doing inventory.
Fuck. Phelan wouldn't look back. When you steal something, you grab it with confidence and you keep moving. You do not stop and look back behind you. Damn it.
And so, Valen, you push open that door and you are booking it out of there.
Yep. Damn it. Yeah.
That is very, very fair. You hear footsteps chasing after you.
Oh shit. Well, motherfucker. I didn't get my teeth kicked in, so I guess I can go for another round. And I turn around, hands already raised, ready to box.
And I have to ask, we can also let the dice decide, but what does Valen do if he sees that it's Caleb moving towards him?
I think. Oh fuck! I gotta let the dice decide. Evens. He's gonna swing blindly. Motherfucker!
Gonna swing
Valen.
blindly?
Valen swings blindly. Shit.
All right, roll with danger. I need you to directly engage a threat once more. We gotta see what the dice say.
Ooh, damn it! That was almost boxcars. That's gonna be a 10 total.
Okay. On a 10, you still get to pick 2.
Oh fuck. Valen wants to surprise, and I'm gonna resist or avoid their blows if Caleb swings back.
And I'm gonna say he's not going to swing back, so if you want to choose something different, you can. But I will give you that one for free.
I mean, realistically, the way that I see this playing out is, God, Valen really was an asshole. I'm gonna swing and clock him, and if he goes down easy and stays down, I'm probably gonna like steal the store keys or steal his hat, or I'm gonna take some shit off of him.
I think that is very fair. And like he is not expecting this at all. He does, in fact, go down. There are keys attached to his belt loop that you can readily take.
I absolutely do.
And I think with this, Valen, you are so filled with adrenaline that you maybe have a brief moment of noticing the rainbow hair. And that's about it. You do not take into account any of the other features that would remind you of who this person is.
Shit. Same policy. If you're trying to swipe something, you grab it and you walk confidently and you don't look back.
And so, Valen, you leave Caleb on the ground as you make your way down the street, not looking back to see what's happened.
Shit.
Still going to the library?
Still going to the library.
All right. We're going to pick up with Valen at the library soon enough. But before we do, we're going to have a moment of seeing a very different experience compared to what everyone else has been experiencing thus far. Because, Ellie, you are standing in a very, very familiar place. It has the classic 90s, like neon geometric carpet on the floor. There are pinball machines everywhere. There are other arcade games spread around. And there is a laser tag arena. And for you, there's no confusion. There's no wondering where was I just and why am I here now? You and Milo are standing in line. getting ready to go back, and he is grinning wildly. He is so excited because you two have booked the arena for a private session. It's just you against each other. No one
Okay.
else.
Okay. Bet. All right. Have we played yet at all? Like, or is this first round?
You know, that's a good question, and I think there is a moment where you feel a little weird and a little off because you ask yourself that question, like, who's winning? You know, have we played yet? How many rounds did we have? And you look up and the scoreboard thankfully is up there to show you, yes, you have, because your name. And what does Ellie put down for her name?
That's a good question. Because LC's got to just say LET screen, but that's not what she's gonna put. I think she would probably put like ELEL, I think. Probably because she doesn't want to like too much attention at this point in time, because like if she starts putting Mimeo everywhere, that's going to be a little obnoxious, and like she wants to actually have time with her friend. So it's just like, yeah, it's probably like LL, but spelled out ELEL.
And you see your name is top of the scoreboard.
Oh shit. All right, cool.
And
I
right
need-
below is Milo's.
Okay,
and,
how
and
close? How bad do I have to lose?
Right now, he is literally 1 point behind you.
Okay.
You are almost neck and neck. His
Aw,
name, for the
man.
record, is Milo with a lot of O's at the end.
Yeah,
As many as he could
fucking-
put in until it glitched out.
Yeah, he's so obnoxious. I love him. He's so cute. And so basically, she's just like, she's so hype. She's so hyped and ready to go. Like there's like vibrating energy, because there's nothing she loves more than a challenge. And basically, what I think is really cool about Ellie's powers is like there's nothing she could use in this laser tag arena that could help her, except maybe like doing a flip. But even then, whatever. It's dark. She'll probably eat shit. So like it's pretty even. And so she gets to be super competitive with her best friend in this arena and have like know it's an equal fight. And the fact that it is 1 point behind her for winning, nah, man. She is like locked in, but vibrating with excitement. She's like, all right. Look, last round, you know how this goes. If I win, I buy the chili fries. If you win, you buy the chili fries. But you're not gonna win because you never win. So like shake on it.
Excuse you? Look at my score. Look at Ellie.
Yeah.
Ellie.
Yeah.
Look
Okay.
at that. 1 point.
1 point.
1 point. Yeah.
What
Don't
if
tell
I
me I
told
never
you-
win.
What if I told you I let you get that close just so it'd be funner?
You know the worst part is I don't necessarily not believe you.
Nah, I didn't.
That
do
is
I didn't do
something
that.
you do.
It is, but I didn't do that. Not this time. But you're not gonna win. So just like you could shake my hand, you would like a sore loser situation, like just like pout about it now, or we could do it later. Like
I'll make that bet with you, Ellie, but
Okay.
you've got to be ready to lose too. You've got to be ready for me to kick your ass. Because I'm better than you.
mm,
Mm.
mm. That's what you said at Mario Kart last week, and you didn't win that either.
That was because you insisted on doing Rainbow Road.
Rainbow Road, yeah, but I even let you do double Koopas, which is like cheat code number 1, and you still lost. It's not my fault. You can't do Rainbow Road. Practice more. I don't know. Get good.
You know what? My hand-eye coordination sucks, and that was not a good argument for why I'm going to kick your ass here. Never mind. Forget I said that. Thank you.
Yeah, it is an argument because you've got those giraffe legs that you're always stumbling over, but you know. You walk like a baby giraffe, Milo. Anyways,
I'm going to show you what these giraffe legs can do.
fall?
I have better dexterity than you.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'll write that down. And when you fall over or, trip in there because it's dark, check in with me on that. All right.
Yeah. Keep talking shit. Keep talking shit.
Okay. I will. And I'll do it after I win too. So
Mm,
shake on it.
shake on the fact that you're going to be buying me lunch.
You know what? Yeah, I will buy you lunch because I'm going to win. They do it backwards. It's winner buys.
Okay. Well, you know what? Then I'm definitely going to purposefully lose because why would I want to win then?
Because it feels better than losing.
That's some logic, Elle.
Mhm.
Come on, let's go.
All right. And that is when the real intense situation happens, which is laser tag, which is a very real sport.
And I'm gonna ask you, Elsie, if you are open to it. What does Ellie remember this arena looking like? Is it just sort of basic wall setup that you can hide behind? Is it themed?
Yeah, I think it's like half-assed space themed. Like they were trying for a theme. They were really like, yeah, space. But then it's like, how do we do this without adding too much light? Because the point is it's dark and you got to shoot the lasers. So it's very much like tunnels that like going upwards that you can't really crawl in, but they provide like a look around kind of 360 view of being like with part like the centers are cut out so you can go through and hide in them. The tubes that are vertical, but you can't like crawl. It's not like Chuck E. Cheese tubes. And then the walls. So it's like very much like hiding areas, but the theme is space, but there's like maybe like one alien painted on the wall. And it's like floor like black light paint and maybe like a spaceship hanging, but you can tell they put LED lights on it, but they don't use them because then they're like, oh shit, when we turn it on, it's too bright. We can't do that. It ruins everything. But it looks like it's not very good. It looks tacky as hell.
And Ellie, I imagine as you and Milo are getting your vests on, getting the laser tag guns, getting ready to go in there, you're thinking through what the arena looks like, what the setup is, thinking like this is a good vantage point to take. This is a good way of making sure that I am out of the line of fire, but I have the ability to fire. And you're going through all of that to where as you step through the door and move down the short tunnel between where you get suited up and where the actual fun begins, you're not really paying attention because it's just dark. There's the LED lights on the floor helping to guide you forward. And it's not until Milo, who is a step or two ahead of you, says, man, they've really changed this place up, that you don't actually even have a chance to see what Milo's looking at because you hear hoofbeats behind you.
Hey, that's not fair. Nobody else heard hoofbeats.
And as you look over your shoulder, you see that same silhouette of a tunnel, except now you're down in the darkest part of it. And in the meager light that is behind the figure with antlers standing there, all you can see is them superimposed, waiting for you, watching you, blocking your entrance back to where you felt safe just moments ago. And that is where we are going to take our break.
What the fuck? No, guys.
Fuck, you were having too good of a time just on your own. That's
I
why
was
I
having
got you
so much
first.
fun. I was gonna ruin my fun again.
And so, yes, Harp, when you are ready, take us out. We will be back in 10 minutes for more horrors to spend together.
Okay, bye everybody. We'll be back in 10 minutes exactly. Somebody start a timer. We'll be back by then, or you get your money back. I'll just bye.
I
That's what
messaged JD about
confused
that.
me.
I messaged JD about that, and I was like, "Is this Misty inspired by this Misty from Yellow Jackets? Because she's fucking crazy, and I
Wait.
will kill her."
Can we summarize very quickly why one of us has to be a cannibal? Is
I'll
there a
explain-
quick summary?
Yellow Jackets involves a lot of cannibalism.
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
it's very good though.
I'm gonna
Not the
volunteer
cannibalism, just the
Mara.
show.
The show's very good.
Too late. You're into cannibalism.
You can't volunteer someone for cannibalism.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
I did base certain characters in this show off of Hannibal, so like,
Mm-hmm.
The cannibal has been here the whole time.
he's been here the whole time.
Calls are
Actually, we
coming
got
from
to that
inside
part
the
with
house.
Rose, and
Maybe the
Rose
real
was like,
cannibal
"Wait,
is the
who
friend you
gave?"
get along the way.
That's also true. That's also true. But Rose was like, I was like, he has encephalopathy. It's like, how did he get that? And I looked at her and I was like, Are you? What the fuck is wrong? She's like, oh, he gave it to him. Yeah, stupid. I love her so much. I love my girlfriend. That's it. Welcome back. Teacup.
We're having a time tonight. We are
Um,
having a time on Teacup tonight. So we left all of our characters in a variety of precarious and less precarious situations. We're going to jump back in with Scylla, who was just told that Dr. Foxglove would be coming in to see her. And Scylla, you once again know that isn't what happened. You didn't meet Foxglove. Not until you came to Hemlock.
Nope. This is incorrect. This is not a memory. This memory is not the correct memory.
And Scylla, as you are sitting there, as you are waiting, and the door finally opens, there is just a moment where you catch sight of a doctor, and it's not Foxglove. This doctor is a bit younger, likely a resident, and you have that moment of hearing yourself say, Dr. Foxglove, and the doctor shakes his head and says, no, my name's Dr. Franklin. And you think, I must have misheard it. I must have not captured that correctly. But then as he shuts the door to the room, you blink and you're sitting in Sloane's truck. And you're looking out to a building that doesn't really look like anything. It's just a building. It isn't decorated in any particular way. If you didn't know better, it might just be a random building at a strip mall, but Sloane is saying, all right, we're here, Scylla. And this time your name comes out. She says your name, and it is your name. It's not static. And looks over at you and asks, how are you feeling about your first day at school?
Do you think they'll like me? I hope they like me. I want to like them.
Scylla, you have the kindest heart of anyone I've ever met. I cannot imagine that they won't like you.
Well, I mean, I know you and Luke told me not everyone has teeth like me, and that can be intimidating.
That is true.
And that it's important not to bite people. Which I
Yes, please don't. I do not want to get a call from the school because you
won't-
bit someone.
I won't bite someone because I'm sure no one's going to be mean to me, so I won't have to bite. And I know Luke says to use your words before you bite, unless you feel like your life is at risk, and then you can bite. But it's school. And do all schools look like this? It looks kind of like a box.
Different schools look different ways. some schools are in churches, for instance, but this, from what I've been told, it's not the outside, it's the inside.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Do you want me to walk in with you?
Yes, please. I've never been in a school before.
And so, Scylla, you and Sloane get out of the car. She offers you her hand.
Yeah, Scylla immediately like grabs her hand just because it's like she's trying not to be nervous, but she's very nervous.
And before you start walking, Sloane crouches down just a bit, so at least you're a little closer to being on eye level, and says, Scylla, I know this is scary,
Only a little.
but you're really, really brave.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even though it's scary, I'm sure you're going to do really well here.
Even if I don't get A's?
Okay, Luke said I really wasn't supposed to say this, but like, this school doesn't really do A's or B's or things like that. You
Okay.
just show up, you do the things, and that's it.
That sounds so much less stressful than the stuff I've seen on the TV.
Oh yeah, this is nothing like that shit on TV.
Yay.
Don't say shit, please.
Yep, Sloan word. Got it.
But no, it's nothing like that, Scylla. And for the record, I just want to make sure I remind you that if this were a school that gave A's and B's,
Mhm.
we would be proud of you no matter what.
Okay.
Even if you got Z's.
I've never heard of that. That must be what a 0 is. Or a -0.
And Sloane laughs a bit, but takes your hand and walks you towards the door. And you now get the question, Steph. What does Scylla remember the school looking like?
Scylla remembers the windows, how the bigger ones were towards the back where, it was the fenced in yard for recess and outdoor exercises, outdoor time. She remembers that the cafeteria the walls were painted by previous graduating students, and like each wall was a different season. So they'd like painted like different scenes of like fall, winter, autumn, spring. She remembers the hallways were like the walls were like a minty green, and it just felt very like, oh, it's kind of like trying to bring the outdoors inside, and just nothing really felt like bland high school like she'd seen on like certain TVs, depending on the TV show. But it wasn't like 90s colored TV sitcom schools either. It was kind of like a nice, more like muted palette, so it didn't like overwhelm, and it just kind of actually felt like calming in a way. It didn't feel like overly rigid. And she remembered the staff being welcoming, and they all wore name tags so the kids could remember the names better.
And Scylla, the next few moments are a bit of a blur as you walk in and you are introduced to what feels like a lot of people. Some of them are other students, some of them are staff. All are trying to get you settled. And you do notice, you remember that it was decorated in ways that were designed to be soothing, that were meant to reflect nature. And it looks like nature started to migrate inside.
Oh.
You see vines and tree branches. It seems like moving through the walls, but of course not, because that would make them structurally unsound, and that would not be a good thing. So you recognize these must be really wonderful decorations designed to make you feel relaxed and at home. You even hear the sound of running water from somewhere, but maybe it's speakers that are put throughout the school designed to have soothing sounds, the sounds of nature. And you're walking around until you reach what is clearly the art room. And you see a bunch of easels set up, you see clay ready to be molded, and you see a young woman there. Her skin is medium brown in color. Her hair is in locks that are tied back from her face. And you see that her name tag says Iris. And you feel the hair on the back of your neck starting to rise because you've only met Iris once or twice. She wasn't a teacher at your school. She wasn't the art teacher. She was the art therapist at Hemlock.
Scylla just kind of gives her head a little shake and just taps on her temple and is just like, "It's not right. Stop it. It's not right."
And you hear a soft voice say, "Hey, are you okay?"
Yeah, it's just my first day.
And Iris is still giving you space. In fact, she's just moving around, getting the paint set up at each station, clearly making sure she doesn't overwhelm you. And she just says, "Yeah, first days can be hard. A lot happens on them."
Mm-hmm.
I'm Iris.
I'm Scylla. Is there a Connor in this class?
And Iris pauses, kind of glances over their shoulder, and you can tell she's looking at a list of the students. And, after a kind of brief glance, says, No, Connor is. Are they a friend of yours?
Yes, I know a Connor who's my friend, and I was just curious if he was going to go to this school.
Well, if he is, he's not in this class, but I'll keep an eye out for that name.
Mm-hmm.
Scylla's an interesting name.
Yes, it feels very nice in my mouth. Thank you.
It's a good reason to have a name.
Yes.
How did your parents come by that name?
They let me pick it. I picked it when they adopted me. How did you come by your name?
It was the one my parents gave me. I can't say it's that interesting of a story.
Uh-huh. But yeah, I liked this. It was better than Jane. I'm not a Jane. I'm Scylla.
No, you are certainly not a Jane.
Nope.
I'm not sure you're a Scylla either.
Oh, I am. Why do you think I'm not?
I'm pretty good at reading people, and I don't think that was your original name.
I don't think you know how to read.
Fair enough. Well, Scylla, you'll be partners with ironic pairing River today.
Okay. River. Water. That is funny.
Yeah. I'm sure it doesn't mean anything though, right?
Why would it?
Why would it indeed? And Scylla, as you are standing there taking this in, other kids start walking into the room, start getting set up. They are friendly. They kind of pause, and you hear more names than you can possibly remember. It's all a little overwhelming, but Iris gets all of you set up at your stations and gets you ready to go and says, I just want each of you to paint whatever you feel.
I think Scylla kind of looks at the paints and the brushes, and she starts to chew on the brush and then remembers, nope, we have a necklace for that Luke and Sloan got her. So she pops that in her mouth to chew on instead. And she picks up green first because it reminds her of Connor's hair. And she picks up purple. She thinks that feels like Valen. And I think Mara is more blue. She picks a pink for Ellie and she just kind of swirls them around for a bit and just kind of like almost makes like kind of like a squiggle, like when kids are like drawing like water, and just kind of squiggles them together. And she's like, oh, I forgot me. And she picks like turquoise and starts like streaking it through and just kind of making this like abstract, like almost like a waterfall of sorts, like a child's like painting. And at some point she just kind of starts dipping her fingers in the paint and just kind of working it around as well.
And Scylla, as you are painting, as you kind of lose yourself in that process, you hear a voice from beside you say, hey, that's not bad. And you look over and see the bright blue eyes of River. And you don't know in that moment that soon enough they are going to break your heart.
Cool.
And speaking of broken hearts and romance, we're going to pop back over to Mara. And so,
Hello.
Mara, you have been sitting in one of your classes, not really paying attention to the lecture, posting in defense of Ellie Ellison. But you know, one of your other classes is going to be posting your grades soon enough, and you're going to have to walk by there.
Mara lost track of time and is going to kind of like slam her laptop shut and just really quickly pack up. Does not make eye contact with anybody as she walks out the door. Just kind of like head down, not looking through anybody, is just trying to exit the building without getting anywhere near the test scores. Or it's kind of like there's a central hallway and she can't avoid them. But she's just going to like keep her head down as she works her way around the giant group of people that is gathered around to see test scores.
And Mara, as you do that, you hear some footsteps coming behind you. And there's probably a moment where you don't think anything of it because it's a school, it's a hallway. People are walking in all sorts of different directions. But then a voice calls out, "Hey, Mara, you that confident?"
What? What? Who? Sorry. What?
Do you turn around or are you still
Yeah.
moving?
Mara turns around, but like gets out of the way of people.
Harp, how would you describe Chloe?
Chloe is a tall woman with a backwards baseball cap on, long black hair, um, of like South Asian descent, and just like has one of those like hiker backpacks, even though we're in like Massachusetts or wherever, and has like a blanket that she's going to take out onto the like big lawn later. Just really outgoing, like sporty type. Not who you'd expect to be talking to Mara.
And as you turn towards her, Chloe says, "Well, the way I figure it, either you're really, really confident, or you think you did really, really badly, but that doesn't seem like you, nor does it reflect the grade I saw up there. So I'm just trying to figure out which one it is."
I know what I got.
Yeah, what did you get?
Between a 96 and 100, depending on how they graded the essay question.
99.3 to be specific.
2 points off that?
I don't know what to tell you. I wasn't the one doing the grading.
Yeah, clearly. I'm sorry, can I help you?
Depends. Where were you heading in such a hurry?
I have to go back to my dorm and get ready for lab.
Yeah, what time is lab?
I have to be there by like 6 tonight.
So you've got what, 3 hours until then?
Yeah, what? Do you want me to teach you something? I don't really have time.
You know what I got on that test?
No?
I got an 85. It's not terrible, but it's not great.
Yeah, that seems good. I mean, depending on what you want to do.
What I'd like to do, I'd like to be an astronaut, and that's really fucking hard, Mara.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Is that why you're here at Hargrove? Are you trying to get into Dr. Hall's lab? Are you trying to like study with him?
I mean, isn't that what anyone who wants to go further in this field is trying to do?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't sorry, I didn't know. What's your name?
I'm Chloe.
Chloe, I'm Mara, but you knew that already. Um,
I did. You're pretty hard to miss.
am I?
Yes.
How?
You always have the right answer, and you look so intense when you're taking notes. I've noticed you since day one.
Sorry. I do you want help with something then?
I mean, if you'd be willing, I wouldn't say no. I know if you're looking to do the same as me, get into Dr. Hall's lab, that I'm the competition, so I get it if you don't
You're
want to
not.
help me out, but
Mara starts to say you're not competition and then catches herself. And says, "Oh, I mean, there's a lot of spots in the lab, you know? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, most of the people in that lab don't really care. They're gonna go and graduate with a degree and they're gonna work for fucking Lockheed Martin or somewhere that wants to use their degree to not do this shit, right? There's like maybe 3 of us that actually like really care. So it wouldn't it wouldn't be bad to have somebody around, I guess.
and Chloe asks, could I have your hand for a second?
Why?
Because I'm gonna give you my number.
Oh, you should just take my phone instead.
That felt
And
presumptuous.
my hand's more presumptuous. And is going to hand Chloe an outdated phone, frankly. One that's maybe 6, 7 years old.
And Chloe doesn't really bat an eye at that, but goes to put her number in.
Mars sweating. Like Mars sweating right now. I haven't. Which of my classes are you in?
And Chloe hands you back the phone and winks at you and says, look around. Maybe you'll see me there.
Okay. Yup. Yup.
And give me a call, Mara, if you ever have some free time. We could do a study session.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just let me know what you need help with.
And Chloe walks off.
Mara just stands there for probably like 5, 6 minutes. Checking that her phone, like the number is in her phone. And I think a really genuine, excited smile passes over her face for just a second before she puts her head down and starts walking back to her apartment with her normal face on.
And I, in this moment, cannot bring myself to do anything else because that was such a beautiful moment. And so we will pan away from Mara as she is walking back to the dorms. We're gonna pan back over to Valen, who was heading to the library.
It is where Valen goes to stay out of the house when that is necessary, avoid getting caught for things when that is necessary. It's kind of a little safe space for Valen.
And when Valen is in the library, where do they tend to go?
Valen spends a lot of time at the computer because they don't have internet at home.
And so, Valen, you walk in, librarians recognize you. You are there often enough and just kind of nod at you to go get set up and do your thing while you're there. Where do you go online once you log in?
Valen likes to antagonize. And the easiest place to antagonize is on forums because the screen is separating you from any sort of repercussions. So Valen goes to forums. And there is a particular person online who just is so easy to goad into an attack, who goes by the username Majora. And Valen likes to go after this person and just nitpick and poke and see what happens.
What are a few of the snippets we get from Valen in the messages that he is sending?
Occasionally it's just really, really wrong theories about physics that Valen projects as being accurate just because Majora has revealed at the very least that they are a physics student. But oftentimes the conversation turns to heroes and how heroes aren't actually heroes. And Valen is very pointed about everybody can claim that they're heroes, but it's actually about the people affected by what happens than it is about the actual person who does the saving, if you can call it that.
And so, Valen, you are going back and forth for a bit until you stop getting responses, at least from Majora. Do you continue to kind of pick trouble with other people on the forums or on other forums? Or is that kind of where you stay?
It's just not as satisfying nitpicking other people. Majora is so quick to rise to it that everyone else kind of just seems like small, easy game. And with Majora, it feels very scathing. It feels like a personal attack, and Valen appreciates somebody who's going for the throat. So probably doesn't spend too much time. Valen is also relatively well read. Spends a lot of time in a library. You've got time to be able to sit and read. So would, if the time permits, take a step back from the computers and go find something to read as well.
What are Valen's favorite books?
I don't know years wise if this makes sense. But Cavalier and Clay by Michael Chabon is a favorite. Jane Eyre is a favorite. Valen would never admit to being a romantic, but Valen is a romantic at heart, a hopeless romantic at heart. Desperately wants to fall in love and be loved and feel that security in a relationship. And so a lot of them are romance novels. Some of them are like probably not safe for certain age groups romance novels. Valen finds those whenever he gets older And just, but a lot of it, yeah, is leaning romance. Top one is probably Jane Eyre.
And Valen, as you're kind of taking this time to sit down, read, lose yourself in that world, and just kind of have a chance to step away from everything else, I think it would be reasonable that thoughts that are completely internal to you about romance are on the mind. And I'm wondering what those thoughts look like as Valen from present day bleeds in a bit to Valen from past day.
I think it leans toward thoughts of you may have found a person, but the fear and the hesitation is very clear. There's a lot of holding yourself back of you may have found the person, but you're probably going to ruin this. You're probably not going to get it right, and they're probably going to leave you. And it's that balance of, well, do I let myself hope anyway? Um, and I think that the way that that bleeds into current day Valen, or I'm sorry, past Valen, is that past Valen is kind of just imagining, taking that moment to imagine, like, well, what if this was me in this book? And what if I did find somebody who loves me as much as this character loves this character? What would that look like? And the lines kind of start to blur as what is just a daydream kind of starts to take shape in reality as Valen is thinking of Caleb.
And I think it is jarring in that moment for Valen because there is this image of this young man that pops into your head. And there's a big part of you saying, I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know who that is. And yet he seems so familiar. You know, you've seen that rainbow colored hair before. But that doesn't make sense because, like, you can't think of any classmates that look like that. You can't think of anyone in your life that looks like that. But you could see him clear as day, almost like you made him up.
I think Valen probably tries to take pen to paper. He's not the best artist, but enough to be passable. But would try to draw and see if he can put this image of this person to paper.
And so you are busy sketching out this image of Caleb, and it's right around that point that a head just kind of pops over your shoulder, and a familiar voice asks, "Who's that? Your new
I
boyfriend?"
uh none of your fucking business. Who the fuck? And I turn and look. Is it Charlie?
It's Charlie.
Mind your own fucking business, Charlie. Don't worry about it.
And Kian, would you describe Charlie for us?
Yeah. Charlie has longer bubblegum pink hair and glasses and big green doe eyes. Uh Charlie is also Filipino, and there was that kind of initial connection as our families can be pretty similar sometimes. Um a little bit shorter than Valen, but just as kind of like, I don't know, she's kind of got that snarky energy to her, the way that Valen does.
Don't tell me to mind my fucking business. You're over here sketching a really cute guy, and I got questions.
I don't know. I don't know, kind of pictured him, I guess.
You pictured a really hot guy.
What? You've never pictured a really hot guy before, Charlie? Really?
I've absolutely pictured a really hot guy before, but you don't usually do that. We're not
Well,
talking
it
about
just-
me. We're talking about you.
Oh my god. He just kind of came to mind. I don't know. I was reading and he just kind of popped into my head. I was trying to see if I recognized him from anywhere. Do you know who he is?
And Charlie leans over, studies the picture, shakes their head. I wish I did, but no, I can't say I do.
Probably doesn't mean anything anyway. And Valen's gonna kind of fold up the picture and put it in his pocket. What are you doing here anyway?
I was looking for you. You hadn't been in any of the other usual places.
Yeah, well, kind of had a run in with some people and it went fine, but needed to lay low for a second.
You good?
Yeah, just didn't want to head home right away.
I mean, you wouldn't have been heading home for long, right? Because, and they kind of look around, making sure no one's in earshot. We're still on for tonight, right?
Yeah, of course. We're definitely on. It's got to be late, so I'll have to sneak out for a bit, but I'm definitely there.
You think it's you still think it's a good idea?
They're hiding something in there. I just want to know what it is. Easy enough. We get in, we poke around a little bit, we get out.
Yeah, that yeah. It's there's more security there than we're used to, but we've done it before.
It'll be fine, Charlie. Don't worry about it too much. I'll be there. I have your back. You have mine.
Yeah. No, of course. I've always got your back, Valen. I guess I just got a little bit of cold feet, but I needed a pep talk from you. That's all I needed.
I'm always here to talk you into shenanigans. You know that.
I know that. That's why I hang out with you. All right. So we'll meet up at 10.
Yeah, sounds great. I'll see you tonight.
And there's a pause where it seems like there's something Charlie wants to say, but she just smiles and says, "I'll see you then."
I think there's probably this tug that Valen feels of wanting to needle and get at Charlie, but this is Valen's best friend. Anything that Charlie needs to say, she would say. So
And I think there's a moment there, Valen, where you're sitting, kind of pulling what you brought with you together, slipping that piece of paper with the drawing of Caleb away, that you keep thinking, this isn't how it happened. Charlie didn't seem nervous. Everything seemed fine. You didn't have to give her a pep talk. But you are now. And that makes no sense because why are you thinking like this is something that's already happened? And that unnerves you even more.
look, Charlie, are you sure everything's okay?
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure. I don't know. I just had a weird dream about things last night, and it it put me a little on edge, that's all.
A dream about what?
Like us getting in there and seeing all sorts of like fucked up experiments or something like that. It was Valen, it was a stress dream. Like we've all had stress dreams before. It just I don't know. You know how sometimes you have a nightmare and you can barely remember it when you wake up and like it fades away and you just feel kind of unsettled, but and then you have the other nightmares where like you remember it and you're like that was weird, but you can kind of put it aside, but then you have the ones that just sort of stay with you and they don't fade, like they just keep needling at you. That's what this one was. Like I haven't been able to get it out of my head. And I wish I could because I don't want to think about all of that.
So you think what? You think we shouldn't go tonight?
No, I didn't say that. It was a dream, Valen. Like it doesn't mean jack shit. It has me just a little nervous, which is stupid.
It is pretty stupid. You gotta shake it off.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. And like I said, your pep talk was exactly what I needed. So it's fine. I'm fine. We're good.
Okay. And Valen pointedly does not say anything about the feelings that he is having. Um, because if Charlie is unnerved, Valen needs to be on point. They're gonna have one of them has to be able to be on point for this.
And Charlie does seem to be a little less shaken. Like it seems like a weight has lifted off her shoulders since describing this dream to you and sharing that. Like speaking it out loud seems like it's helped her to shake off those nerves. I'll see
Okay.
you at 10.
I'll see you at 10.
Stay safe.
I'll do my best to not get in any more fights today.
That's why I didn't say stay out of trouble. No, you couldn't do that one.
No.
And Charlie walks out. And Valen, in that moment, you have this feeling of this is one of the last times I'm going to see her. We're going to let you sit with that for a moment.
Okay.
And we're going to go play some laser tag.
Are we? I don't know, because I've got this fucking thing here now, and I just had to sit through 3 other stories that broke my heart. Okay. I'm good.
And so, Ellie, you are standing right about where the arena starts, but you have turned back to look to see this humanoid horned figure standing right back where you came from. And you quickly realize Milo is not seeing this because he's a couple of steps ahead of you and is just like, Ellie, you good? Are we gonna do this? You don't tell me you got cold feet because you knew I was gonna kick your ass.
Question, JD. I went into this thinking that everything is completely normal. Does seeing this do anything for me? Like,
You feel almost like your reaction is split. Like part of you is saying, this is bad, this is familiar, I recognize this, I've seen an image like this before. And then part of you is like, holy shit, they've really upped their game here. Like, I don't know what's going on, but this is a whole new experience.
Can I shoot it with a laser? Like, is the gun on? Can I pew?
You can absolutely shoot it
Okay,
with the laser.
I would like to be like, hey, is this real? Pew.
It is
Meh.
not. It is not wearing one of the laser tag vests, so it does nothing. There is no sensor for it to hit. You just fire a laser
Does it
at
like,
the silhouette.
but is it like a solid mass or is it like light? Like, does the laser go?
You can't tell it's far enough away that you're not even sure that the laser would have been able to hit it. It
Does
might have
it-
been out of range.
If I blink, does it stay there?
Yes.
Fuck. All right. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna be like, okay, haha, funny, silly, goofy. That's weird. Shake it off. I'm like, no, I don't have cold feet. Go, like, go hide. What are you doing standing there? You're the one who looks like an idiot.
And Milo turns and, like the jerk he can be, shoots you with the laser. And then
Oh,
runs
okay.
off.
Okay. All right. It's one of those sessions. Got it. And I have like, I will, if he's gonna be like that, then I'm gonna definitely use like telekinesis to like jump over like one of the railing or like one of the blockades, at least to get away from him, and like go hide and get a good vantage point. But use like, yeah. If he's gonna play dirty, I'll play dirty. That's fine.
And as you do that, Ellie, I think just in that moment, focused on looking to get the advantage, you don't fully process this, but you remember Milo had said something to the effect of they've redone the arena, they've, changed what the arena looks like. And you realized really quickly that it feels almost post-apocalyptic. Like all of the walls seem to be almost crumbled buildings, and there's moss and vines and nature taking over.
Weird. And
And
I'm
the-
gonna. Oh, sorry. Go
and
ahead.
there are, you had described there being some tunnels and spaces like that. The tunnels now look larger, spread out across either end on the sides. And in fact, you kind of look at that and think that is either a really great place to hide and like kind of wait out the time, or that is a really great place to try to surprise people from.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here, JD, and remember, like, I don't know, like 14 episodes or 13 episodes ago, when I had that like vision thing with the necklace, and there was like a cave and the antler man. Is this anything like that?
It feels a lot like that.
I'm gonna kill myself. I can't say that on Twitch. Anyways, cool. Then that's LC knowledge. I think Ellie is going to more so like stuff that as a uncertain feeling of this is more so this is a great place to surprise someone with, and if anything, use like the foliage and the vines to use that as cover, and kind of like PETA in the Hunger Games, it press yourself against it as close to it as you can, and move as quiet and as low as she can, trying to get that vantage point back on Milo. But I think that the caves have like been like, nah, that's where he's at. I'm not gonna let him set me up for that one. Haha, not today, Milo.
I'd like you to roll to assess the situation.
Okay.
Roll with superior.
Is this like the only one? I have one thing that I can do, and is this it? Is this it? It is. It is. I'm not guilty. So,
Not yet.
oh, let's do that. Okay. Superior, I have one, so that's fun. Oh, that's a good start. That's a 10.
We love to see it. So with that, Ellie, you can ask 2 of those questions, but you can also adapt any of them to the laser tag situation.
Great.
Or you can ask more broadly, and I might give you special knowledge.
Oh, okay. Oh, you know what? broadly, what here is the biggest threat?
I think that is a very fair question. And Ellie, you're scanning the space, and initially your mind goes to that exact question of vantage points. You know, how do I get in a good position? How do I make sure Milo doesn't trap me? But you can't shake off the sight of that silhouetted figure as it was standing there. And you do keep having this image like you've seen that before. And that leaves your skin prickling. It leaves your focus a little bit off. And in that moment, you realize how empty the arena feels with just you and Milo in it. And the fact that you haven't checked out these tunnels. And you even notice in that moment, maybe it's a trick of the light, maybe it's a trick of your eyes, but the tunnels are dark. You can see maybe pinpoints of light somewhere in there, like someone put a scattering of LEDs, almost making it look like the night sky. But the darkness seems to be shifting. It seems to be almost undulating. And you know you've seen that before.
Cool. I think that almost answers basically what here is the greatest danger and how best can we end this quickly is to lose. And so what here what can I use? Oh my god, I cannot read tonight. What here can I use? I don't know how to phrase this without sounding meta about it, but to keep us safe, I think, is if I feel uncomfortable about this, that's what I want to do. But I think slowly it's less about winning, and I think she's starting to get anxious. And while this Ellie is usually so good at staying calm in the face of danger, I think that this feeling that she recognizes in this darkness that she like has that itch in the back of her head is not good. It's now like that anxiety that causes people to make us mistakes. So safety now is her primary concern and ending it quickly, which is somehow to get Milo to convince Milo to like win.
And I think with that, Ellie, just as you're thinking about Milo and you're realizing you haven't seen him in a bit, which maybe is not surprising because it's only been, you're thinking a couple of seconds, but when you look up, they have the timer there in red and you realize 10 minutes have gone by. And you haven't been particularly hidden. Like Milo could have found you during that time. And that's the moment where you hear Milo scream.
No.
And that is
No.
where we are going to end tonight's
No,
session.
what? No.
10 more minutes. 10 more
10 more
minutes.
minutes.
Come on.
God, please. God,
No,
please.
10 more minutes.
10 minis, please.
10 minis.
All right.
Yay.
I'll give you 10 minutes.
10 more minutes.
What do you want to do, Ellie?
Run. Run to him.
And so, Ellie, you run, and you're pretty sure that you're running towards the scream. But then you hear it again, and it seems like it's off to the right now. And you run towards that, and it seems off to the left. And you are panicking, trying to figure out where Milo is. And something that clicks in that moment is suddenly this space feels so much larger than it should be. Because, well, there are innumerable hiding places. You know all of them. And you keep running, and it's like more of the arena fills out around you. Like it is multiplying.
Okay. Like, how easy is it for me to bully you into letting me use one of my powers without rolling for it?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Let me
alright,
know
then.
if you'd like to roll to unleash your powers.
Okay.
Give you 10 minutes. I will not give you a powers free roll.
I know. Okay, that's fair. Okay. I want to then assess the situation again. Yeah.
All right. Roll to assess the situation.
Okay. Oh shit, that one went away. Stop. Okay. 7.
Okay. You can ask one.
How can I, or like, how could I best end this quickly? Yeah. Because yeah. It's not losing anymore.
Yeah. So I think with that, Ellie, one of the thoughts you have, and it crosses your mind just in this moment, you see the exit sign. You could run out, get some help.
Nope.
Okay.
Not Milo. Then I think she's going to climb and get higher. If she can't locate his voice, she's going to get a vantage higher. And I think at this point she would take off the LED, the laser tag gear. It's hindering. I know that shit's clunky as fuck.
And Ellie, are you specifically just climbing?
Yeah.
Or are you using any powers to move
Climbing.
up higher?
Just climbing.
And so you are climbing up and up, kind of jumping from piece to piece of this setup in the arena. Maybe even using some of the you thought were fake trees and vines, but you realize are very real trees and vines. As you get up higher and higher, and it doesn't take that long for it to feel unnerving, because just like the arena seemed to stretch out, it's growing. Like you realize, I should have hit the ceiling. And you look up and the ceiling is still 3/4 above you. You've only climbed a quarter, but the ground below you looks really, really far away.
Okay. Logically, if you go in one direction for an amount of time, you'll find something, like a wall, but it keeps growing. Okay. I'm gonna roll a dice and let the dice decide. What happens? Evens is, can I still see the exit?
Yes.
Evens is exit. Odds is continuing to search for Milo in there. And that's a 6, actually. And look, if I've learned anything from horror movies, sometimes the final girl has to run to get help. And sometimes the other person doesn't die. And I'm going to hope for the best because I can't find him. I have 10 minutes. So yeet towards the exit. That's the only thing that hasn't changed. I'm going to take a hint. I'm going to run for the exit.
And
She is
so-
distressed as fuck. I will tell you that right now, y'all. She is crying. Like, she is panicking. This is not the Ellie Ellison who holds her ground and knows what she needs to do in a situation. She is breaking down doing this. But she's running.
And so, Ellie, you burst through the doors. Where do you go?
It's the tunnel.
Not even the tunnel. It brings you right back out. It's a separate exit, so it brings you right out to the front again. It just kind of loops around.
Think she goes to the phone. I think she goes to a phone. Or pulls out her own.
And so, Ellie, you kind of run out of the arena. You have your phone in your hand. I think that would make sense because it is, the communication means that you have the closest access to. Who are you calling?
Rook.
And Ellie, you call in two rounds.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
The call is picked up, and do you say anything the moment you hear it click, or do you let Rook get a word in edgewise
Nope.
first? Okay.
Nope. I need help. Milo needs help. That's it.
And so, Ellie, you say that, and Rook sounds very confused and is saying, "What do you mean you and Milo need help?"
I don't know what I mean. I don't know what I mean. I don't know what's happening at the laser tag. We were playing laser tag. I need your help. Please just come here. I can't explain it. You have to see it.
And Ellie, as you're saying that to Rook, you feel a hand on your shoulder.
I'm gonna turn around.
Milo's standing there, holding a soda in his hand, looking very pleased with himself.
I'm just gonna hang up. I'm just gonna hang up on Rook. And just stare at Milo and she looks confused. I don't think she has words. I'm gonna be real. I think she's like dumbstruck looking up at him, like looking back behind him towards where laser tag is, looking up at him, tucking her phone back in her pants pocket and being like, wait, what? You're okay? You were screaming in there? I couldn't find you. What?
And Milo first looks amused, then looks worried and says, "Shit, Ellie, I didn't think you losing was going to hit you so hard."
It's not about losing, Milo. I don't even remember playing the game.
Yeah, because we apparently both did a really good job hiding. You didn't shoot me a single time. Okay, yeah, what I got on you was that cheap shot at the beginning, but
It doesn't count.
tell
You
that to the
didn't win.
scoreboard.
Oh my god. But when we were in there, like how did you it kept getting I got lost. I guess
I mean, the renovation's a little weird, but
it's there's no way they had the budget for that kind of optical illusion. That didn't seem like weird to you at all? Like at all?
no, it seemed pretty normal. I mean, those tunnels were a little weird, but I mean, that was just because they were really dark.
You went in the tunnels?
Yeah, that was I was hiding there because I figured you couldn't see me in it. And I guess I was right because you didn't see me, so I win.
Yeah, you you win. That means you're buying lunch then. So
Oh fuck.
kind of played yourself on that one, huh?
I did. Hey, are you okay?
Yeah, I kind of feel a little off, but I think maybe I just didn't sleep a lot this week, or like I'm catching the flu or something. I don't know. I'm fine. I'll be fine. Yeah, I'll be fine. Yeah, I'm fine.
And Milo gives you a look of concern, but the two of you walk off to get some concessions, and he will be paying as the winner of this. And we see the two of you walking off, but we also just see a glimpse back into the arena, and it looks mostly normal. I mean, different than it used to, still with the updates. But then we see walking the paths almost like it's a labyrinth is this shadow figure with antlers. And we see that as we see Chloe and Mara studying, as we see Scylla and River getting to know each other, as we see Valen preparing for the break-in that is going to change their life. And we will see where all of those paths lead in 2 weeks.
Consider 10 more minutes for everyone.
Each person
10
more
minutes for
40
everyone,
more
JD.
minutes.
Come on,
2
JD.
more hours.
forever.
We will add a 10-minute block for each of you over the next 3 episodes, 4 episodes. But with that, we are going to wrap up for tonight. So thank you to all of my players for being incredible as always. And before we wrap, I'm going to have each of you go around, remind everyone of the cool things that you are doing. And we are going to start, unfortunately, with my order, which means Harp, I'm tagging you in first.
Hi, I'm Harper. I was Mara tonight. Yeah, she sucks. She rules. I love her. What else am I? I make YouTube videos. I'm actually gonna like finish a YouTube video at some point soon. So, hopefully that's good. I'm on High Shelf Collective tomorrow night. For Beacons of Farlight. Elsie, have they announced anything about? Can we? No. Okay. Well, I don't know. It's soon.
You could
Okay.
probably talk about, I don't know, ask Will.
Okay. Just we'll be on Live from the Apocalypse soon. That'll be fun. I'm not gonna give like details, I guess, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. And what else? Oh, I'm making Star Shard on Entropy Emporium with people, which I'm really excited for, and I think it's cool. That's it.
You're doing cool stuff, Harp. And we
Thank
love
you.
some teases of things that are coming. All right, LC, you are next on my screen, so I'm tagging you in.
Okay, hi, I'm LC. I forgot to introduce myself at the beginning of the episode. I just got really excited about Ellie. I love her so much. Everybody knows that. I forced everybody to listen to her playlist and watch Olivia Rodrigo and see Hard Eyes for my birthday. That's how much I love her. It was like an Ellie birthday party. They made me a sash that said Miss Two City Blocks. Thanks, guys. Fuck you guys. I should have worn that tonight. Damn. All right. Anyways, I played Ellie Ellison. We both use she, they pronouns. I am a hot mess after this episode. Every single one of you guys is an amazing storyteller, and you wrecked me. Sorry I called Rook. I didn't know who else to call in that situation. As far as I knew, it's still normal. Fuck you guys. I don't know anybody else to call. I am also in that thing Harp said, and I think for the next 3 weeks, maybe not 3 weeks, I don't know. Lions in the chat, they know. At least for the next 2 weekends on Saturday and at 1 p.m. I'm on Tales from the Table Studios. I don't know what's going on in my life. And I play a less of a hot mess, more of a hot, about the same as a hot mess, little dude, who is, I refuse to use my XP. I've not used my XP since episode 1. We're about to fight the big boss, and I now have demand avoidance and refuse to do it for the bit. Yeah. And that's me.
I love that for you.
It seems like the best choice of action, you know? It's just like me rolling when I have 4 conditions. I think it's funny. It's a little bit funny.
We love to see it. All right, Steph, you are up next.
Hi, I'm Steph. I've been Scylla. She's done nothing wrong ever in her life. You can also find me when I'm not here over at Live from the Apocalypse, where this Thursday we are finally back after so many tech issues with Redacted. JD's fingers crossed. We'll see. You know, you train someone how to do the OBS.
But it's a one-on-one for this week, and that means it's the two of us.
We will see if the curse continues. Stay tuned. JD's a homebrew horror game. We are all haunted houses full of so many ghosts on this haunted as fuck island. You can also catch me when we return for a season of Secrets and Shadows, season 4, with a little ball beforehand where we can characters have been doing. It's great.
We're gonna have good times in those
So
games.
fun.
All right, and then if I'm remembering right, Kian, I let you go last so you can do the channel outros in addition to your own. So hi, I am JD. I have been the storyteller for tonight, and it was delightful to be back at this table with these amazing people. In this dark red light, I'm realizing I can't see my own calendar that I put over my computer for that exact purpose, but I think I remember what I'm doing. So Thursday, as Steph mentioned, I'll be over potentially with LFTA running Redacted, where everyone is a haunted house or a haunted duplex full of ghosts. On Friday, well, on that, we're doing something cool. We're doing some solo sessions for each person because everyone has so many ghosts inside of them that this is a chance to really delve into what is happening for each of them. On Friday, I will be over with Folk and Myth for our ongoing Vampire the Masquerade campaign, where I play a little guy who just got all of his memories back. So now I actually get to play my full character instead of just part of my character, and I am very excited for that. And on Saturday, in the morning, it will be the start of our Grimoire Punk game over on LFTA, where I'm playing a little goth hacker who just wants to have a good time in the 90s. We bullied Will to make it inspired by hackers, so it's going to be a lot of fun. And then I will be back here for God Killer that evening. I have some other things going on and coming up, but I only do it by the next 5 days at this point because my life is too chaotic. So I'm going to toss it over to Kian.
Hello, everybody. I'm just going to do channel outros because most of the things that I'm involved in are here. Every other Tuesday, They Call Us Villains, a horror mask actual play GM'd by JD. Every other Thursday, God Complex, a Girl by Moonlight actual play GM'd by Will. Every other Friday, Weird Wilds War, a 5e actual play GM'd by JT. We will be rescheduling the last half of the finale of Blooming in the Rot, our Invisible Sun actual play, GM'd by yours truly. And then, as JD mentioned, every Saturday for the next couple of weeks, God Killer Desecration, GM'd by myself. The only other thing that I'm involved in, Harp already mentioned, I will be over on High Shelf Collective tomorrow for Beacons of Farlight, our final arc in the Beacons world. It's been such a fun time. I play a little lad with an acorn for a heart. How can you hate them? They're perfect. I've got another project coming up that I'm super excited about. I can't talk about yet because we haven't made official announcements, but keep an eye on social media. My name is Kian, Uptight Dash Fawn on Blue Sky. I forgot to say that at the top. Follow me on social media. That is where you will hear about it first. One day I'm going to remember to talk about the raid with the channel or with our internal chat ahead of time, but I'm never going to remember. But sit tight. We are going to raid somebody. Be sure to give them a comment in chat so that they get credit for the views. Be sure to tell them who sent you. We always want to support our fellow streamers. So thanks, everybody. That's what I got for right now. Harp, tell
us
everyone
away, Harp.
goodbye. Take us away, Harp.
Okay.